Hey, this is Suzanne Mosley with Usborne Books More, and I wanted to show you today some of my favorite books for elementary aged children. And you can't see the stack that I have on my lap, but there are probably about 20 books in this stack. So I'm going to try to go through very quickly so that this video is not 4 hours long. But there's so many great ones, so I wanted to share with you. My sons are in elementary school. We homeschool them, but they're elementary age, 10, 8, and 6, and these are some of their favorite ones. These I primarily are showing you, nonfiction and some of the read-alouds that we enjoy. I have also made another video of activity books for elementary age children, so find that on my YouTube channel, Suzanne Shares Usborne Books, as well. So first up, True Stories of Polar Adventures. This is a chapter book that has different stories. Each chapter is a different stories about polar adventures. This is in a series. There are several other books in the series. There are crime and detection, gangster stories, polar adventures, and a few more. So this is wonderful. Boys really enjoy this because of the nature of the adventure. Then these two books are in my all-time favorite series. It's called the Discovery Adventure series, and these are nonfiction books, and they are about different topics. Like this is survival. There's one for spying, extreme sports, helicopters, all sorts of things that boys love. So as you can tell, it's a mixture of actual photographs. There's also some cartoons as well. This is a nonfiction reader. So if you have reluctant readers that are boys, I always recommend the series to them because they cannot put them down. Boys love nonfiction, and what's cooler than reading about deadly animals or about survival or about spying? So Discovery Adventure series, highly, highly, highly recommend. The Usborne Official Astronaut's Handbook. If you have a space lover, this book was actually written a collaboration of an actual NASA astronaut. So it just tells about the adventure an astronaut has and what all it entails to be an astronaut. So this is the Astronaut's Handbook. That's another great one. Okay, then these big gargantuan books here, this is an illustrated original. It's the unabridged version of Treasure Island. Would make a fabulous read aloud for your elementary school age child, or it's a great, they could read independently, or it would be marvelous for you to read to them before they go to bed or to read over the dinner table. That's Treasure Island. It's unabridged. And then these two, Enchanting Stories and Illustrated Stories, these are abridged versions of various stories. So the Illustrated Classics is more of a collection of lots of different stories. So these also are fabulous for bedtime. These are the ones included in this one, Sinbad the Sailor, among other things. So these are the Illustrated Classics, but then we also have the Illustrated Originals that are unabridged. And then for another read aloud that's perfect for bedtime, I love this. It's probably a little bit younger elementary school, Big Book of Little Stories. It too contains a collection of stories, some fabulous classics. Little Red Riding Hood, The Emperor's New Clothes, which that story makes my boys laugh out loud because the emperor is naked. You know, if you know the story, he is convinced to buy invisible clothing. So anyway, just a little peek inside the Big Book of Little Stories. Perfect, perfect, perfect book for reading aloud at bedtime. Love it. Now, if you have younger elementary children that need just some reading practice, I love Ted and Friends. First of all, it has an audio CD, which I'm such an audiobook junkie, as are my boys. But the entire book is on the CD, so your child can listen to it as he or she follows along in the book. This is a collection of 12 different phonics readers. So these are divided up into word families. Big Pig on a Dig, that's that one. Toad Makes a Road is that one. So they go over different phonograms that are emphasized in each story. So if you have like a kindergartner, first grader, second grader that just needs some additional reading practice, I highly recommend Ted and Friends, as well as there's another one that's a collection called Cow Takes a Bow. Those are perfect to use over the summer so that you can prevent summer slide, which is when children, their schooling kind of takes a break in the summer, and so their academics tend to slide over the summer if you don't do things with them like summer reading and those kind of things. So Ted and Friends would be perfect for that. For other elementary age kiddos, I love Usborne's science books. My boys are crazy for science. So this book, 100 Science Experiments, has 100 science experiments. They're pretty basic, and most of the materials that you need are things that you would have in your home. So for me, I'm not very sciencey. I love science, but I can't just come up with an experiment out of the top of my head. So I love having this around. It's a great nonfiction text for them. And then this is one of my absolute favorite nonfiction titles by Usborne. It's Usborne World of Animals. It's internet linked, which means there's additional resources online. You can find the link in the book, and there's a link per page. But this divides the book is divided into the continents, and then it divides the animals that live on that continent into those different sections. The pictures in this book are amazing. So if you have an animal lover, I highly recommend this book. Then for some other fun, kind of non-fiction-y books, but they're presented in a very fun way, as Usborne always does when they're nonfiction, and that's some of our Lift the Flap books. These are 4 of my favorite titles that I wanted to show you. And these are awesome for elementary school age kids. So Computer and Coding. This goes over what's a computer, what is computer programming and coding, how does it work. So if you have a child, like I do, who loves Minecraft and wants to know more about computers and how they work, they will love this book. And again, it's Lift the Flap, so you can find each little nugget, little factoid of information on each page. They're, oh my goodness, just 15 to 20 per page. So this is in our Lift the Flap series, computers and coding, and just some other favorites just to let you peek at them that I also love. See inside how things work. Boys love this book. It shows the inside of instruments, the inside of cars, and again, it's Lift the Flap. I love this. Oh, well, there we go. Lost it. Inside the piano to see how inside the piano works. Inside the drum to see what creates the reverberation there to make the sound. Inside the toilet, that one's always a favorite. And then one of my absolute favorites, Picture Atlas. This is Europe, and there's little flaps with little tidbits about rivers and cities and animals. So this is divided into continents as well. It's a great book. And then it actually has a big, giant, fold-out atlas map that it comes with. And then one other one in the series that is amazing, and I wish I had had this as a child, it's Lift the Flap Timetable. So if you have a child that freaks out about multiplication, or if you are freaking out about teaching your child multiplication, working with him or her at home, I highly recommend the Lift the Flap Times Table. It gives them for your visual and kinesthetic learners, this is amazing. It gives them these incredible pictures to show them, to conceptualize how 2 times 4 how it's even possible for it to be 8. Then also just for your auditory learners that like to hear text read, it's got the multiplication tables down the side of the page. Amazing. Why did we not have this textbook when I was learning multiplication? And then one other nonfiction-y type book that I love that your child will not think is boring, because usually nonfiction is boring, but with Usborne it's not. It's called Time Traveler. If your children like the Magic Treehouse series or Imagination Station, it's the same concept. This little boy goes back in time. He's a time traveler. He wears this special little mask, and he goes back and visits families during the medieval times, Viking, Roman world, and ancient Egypt. So it's divided into 4 sections. It gives you just a little bit of insight as to how this family lived, where they lived, what they did to make a living. This is obviously the Viking one. And so it's written in a narrative form, but it is nonfiction. So while they're reading this fun little cool cartoon about this historical time period, they are learning some amazing facts thanks to this little boy who's going on an adventure. And this is one of our all-time favorite books. This is the book that got our family hooked on Usborne Books, was Time Traveler. And then just a couple more, two last ones. This I'm showing you for elementary school kids because my boys are 10, 8, and 6, and they love it. And I know just with parents and busy kids that go to school and not a lot of time to be with them, this book may look a little juvenile, but my 10, 8, and 6-year-old love it. And I love it because I get to sit down with them, ask them this question: what kind of home would you choose? And they get to pick one of these amazing pictures in here. So it's just a great opportunity. It's a great conversation starter with my boys, just to kind of peek into their hearts and minds and let me know what's going on with them as we work through this book together. So it's definitely a hit for my elementary school age kids. So this is You Choose, and we also have its sister book, is what I like to call it, Just Imagine, as well as the same concept. And then last but not least, my personal favorite, the Shine a Light books. These books are nonfiction science readers, and they are fabulous. You need a flashlight when you read these. So each page asks a question: what's hiding under this leaf? And I forgot my flashlight. Plus it's the middle of the day. These are so perfect at bedtime. Turn off all the lights, climb on bed, grab your flashlight, and read this together as a family, and it's amazing. So who's hiding under the leaf? You shine the flashlight behind it, and you can kind of see the butterfly will shine forth. So every page does that. So I love the Shine a Light series. There's 9 in the series. There's one about airplanes, construction trucks, vegetable gardens, seashore. These are fabulous, and your elementary school child will love that nonfiction title and love learning with a flashlight. So I hope this has been helpful for you. You can purchase any of these books from my Usborne shop, SuzanneSharesUsborne.com. Thanks again for your time, and feel free to contact me through Facebook, Suzanne Shares Usborne Books. I would love to stay in touch and help you with any questions that you have. Thanks so much, and have a great day.